Good morning, students. In the last class, we discussed regarding equivalent mass, and I told all of you to submit the assignments. Thankfully, most of you have submitted. So thank you very much. If you keep submitting the assignments, it will be easier for me to track your performance. So how do you perform? How do you understand my persons? I'll be able to understand. I'll be able to follow. So as I told you in the last class, I'm again repeating. Keep sending the assignments and send it in the same day so that I can check it and send it back to you. Okay. So in the last class, I gave you some assignments. So most of you have done it correctly, but some of you could not follow some questions. So first, let us solve all the assignments given in the last class. The question number 1 was sucrose has the formula. Sucrose, question number 1. Sucrose has the formula C12H22 C12H22O11. So this is called sucrose, the common sugar or table sugar. So what are the questions? Find its molecular mass, number of atoms in one molecule, and number of gram molecules in 34.2 gram of sucrose. So we come to bit number 1. Find the molecular mass. Molecular mass. So molecular mass. How to find the molecular mass? I am telling you again and again. Simply multiply the number of atoms with atomic mass and add them. Jetata atom achi into atomic mass, tabakam mishe chalibo. So carbon 12 atoms into atomic mass is 12 plus hydrogen 22 atoms into atomic mass of hydrogen, that is 1, plus oxygen 11 atoms into atomic mass of oxygen, that is 16. So it will be 144 plus 22 plus 16, 160, 176. 176. So 176, 310, 320, 320 plus 342. So the molecular mass of sucrose will be 342 U, or you can write 342 Dalton. Okay. Then second bit was to find out the number of atoms present in one molecule. Very simple one. Only one molecule has been given. So molecule is C12H22O11. So most of you have thought this is a difficult question and tried it in many ways. I have not taught you mole concept, but those who studied mole concept have tried to solve it by using mole concept. Not required. How many atoms are present in one molecule? That is the question. So this is one molecule. Simply you have to calculate the number of atoms. So it has got 12 atoms of carbon plus 22 atoms of hydrogen plus 11 atoms of oxygen. जोहार जतरा आटम अछि के मिसे दियो 12 आटम अछि कार्बन लो 22 टा अछि हाइड्रोजन लो 11 टा अछि ऑक्सीजन मिसे दियो 33 12 45. So in total there are 45 atoms present in one molecule. So in one molecule there are 45 atoms present. Then bit third, find out the number of gram atoms. Find out the number of gram atoms present in 34.2 gram of sucrose. So how to find out the number of gram atoms or number of gram molecules? Number of gram molecules. What is the formula I told you? Number of gram molecule. What is gram molecule? Now 1 gram molecular mass or gram molecular mass is 1 gram molecule. So number of gram molecules will be given mass in gram divided by gram molecular mass, given by gram molecular mass. So what is the molecular mass of sucrose? Now 342 U. So how to find out the number of gram molecules? Now given mass is 34.2 gram. So 34.2 gram divided by gram molecular mass of sucrose. So molecular mass of sucrose is 342. What will be gram molecular mass? Now we'll remove U, will add G, gram. So simply हमें 342 U का remove कर दो, gram लगे दो. That means what will be gram molecular mass? Now 342 gram. So here gram will cancel out. 34.2 by 342. It will be 0.1, 0.1. So there are 0.1 gram molecules of sucrose present in 34.2 grams of it. Hence, there are 0.1 gram molecules of sucrose present in 34.2 gram of it. Okay. So this is the solution of question number 1. All the bits I have solved. So those who have said it earlier and have gone somewhere wrong, so rectify it accordingly. Very simple questions, and questions like this will be asked in the examination. Okay. So others who have not solved it and send it to me, please solve it and send it to me as assignment. Okay. Next we'll go for question number 2 and 3. Next we'll go to question number 2. Question number 2. What is the question? Calculate the mass of 1.5 gram molecule of ammonia. Calculate the mass of 1.5 gram molecule of ammonia. Ammonia, you know, the formula is NH3. You have to calculate the mass of 1.5 gram molecule of ammonia. So what is 1 gram molecule? So what we answer? 1 gram molecule of ammonia means NH3 means molecular mass expressed in grams. So what will be the molecular mass of ammonia? Now nitrogen is 14 plus 3 into 1. That is 17. So the molecular mass of ammonia is 17. So what will be 1 gram molecular mass? Now 17 gram. So 1 gram molecule of ammonia means 17 gram. 1 gram molecule of ammonia means 17 gram. Simply gram molecular mass is 1 gram molecule. What is gram molecular mass? The molecular mass expressed in grams. So 1 gram molecule of ammonia is 17 gram. Hence 1.5 gram molecule. It is asked 1.5 gram molecule of ammonia will be 1.5 into 17 gram. 1.5 into 17 gram. That is 25.5 gram. So this is the answer. So this is the mass of 1.5 gram molecule of ammonia. 1 gram molecule of ammonia means 17 grams. So 1.5 will be 25.5 grams. So this is the answer of question 2. Then question 3 has 2 bits. So let us go for bit 1. Find out the equivalent mass of iron, or calculate the equivalent mass of iron in ferrous oxide and ferric oxide. So first we will go for equivalent mass of iron Fe in FeO, ferrous oxide. I told you FeO is ferrous oxide, Fe2O3 is ferric oxide. So we start from here. 1 atom of oxygen, 1 atom of oxygen is combining with 1 atom of iron. 1 atom of iron. So 1 atom of oxygen is combining with 1 atom of iron. Clearly visible from the formula FeO. That means 1 atom of oxygen is there, 1 atom of iron is there. So we have to start from oxygen because there are three reference elements. तीन reference element अच्छी कोई चीज तुमको के hydrogen, oxygen and chlorine. So we have to keep them in the left hand side so that it will be easier for you to calculate. Okay. That means what is the atomic mass of oxygen? Atomic mass of oxygen is 16. So 16 gram of oxygen combines with what is the atomic mass of iron? Now 56 combines with 56 gram of iron. Okay. That means 16 parts. We have to convert gram into parts so that it will be easier for you as for definition. 16 parts of oxygen combines with 56 parts of iron. Okay. So you will go for unitary method. 1. So one part of oxygen will combine with how many parts? Now 56 by 16. So 56 by 16 parts of iron. And as per definition, how many parts of oxygen is required? Now 8 parts. So 8 parts of oxygen will combine with 56 by 16 into 8 parts of iron. So if I solve it, it will be 28. That means equal combines with 28 parts of iron. So 8 parts of oxygen combines with 28 parts of iron. And as per definition, the number of parts of any substance which combines with 8 parts of oxygen is the equivalent mass. So what will be equivalent mass here? Not 28. Hence the equivalent mass of iron in ferrous oxide FeO is 28. So this is the answer of bit 1. The equivalent mass of iron in ferrous oxide will be 28. So almost all of you have solved it correctly. Then we will go for the bit 2. Equivalent mass of iron in ferric oxide. Equivalent mass of iron in ferric oxide. Okay. So next is bit 2. Equivalent mass of iron in ferric oxide. Formula is Fe2O3. Okay. So we'll start from the beginning. 3 atoms of oxygen. 3 atoms of oxygen combines with. So 3 atoms combined with 2 atoms of iron. 2 atoms of iron. Then we will go for atomic mass. So atomic mass of oxygen is 16. That means 3 into 16 gram of oxygen will combine with 2 into atomic mass of iron, that is 56. So 2 into 56 gram of iron. So pick up from the formula itself. Formula jaha diya hai se answer pick up kariye. That means we will convert gram into parts. 16 into 3, 48 parts. 48 parts of oxygen combines with 112 parts of iron. Okay. Then unitary method from 1. So 1 part of oxygen will combine with 112 by 48 parts of iron. So how many parts of oxygen is required? Again 8 parts as per definition. 8 parts of oxygen will combine with 112 by 48 into 8 parts of iron. So let us see what happens here. So 8, 6, 48. So 112 by 6. 112 by 6. That means 18.66 parts of iron. So 8 parts of oxygen combines with 18.66 parts of iron. And as per definition, whatever amount of any substance combines with 8 parts of oxygen is its equal mass. So what is the equal mass of iron in ferric oxide? 19.66. Hence, the equivalent mass of Fe iron in ferric oxide Fe2O3 is 18.66. So simply equal mass will be a number. So most of you have written as parts. So do not write anything, parts, gram, do not write anything here. Okay, because equal mass is simply a number. Okay, so it will combine with 18.66 parts of iron means it is the equal mass. So do not use the word parts. So you write like this, empty lekha. Hence the equal mass of iron in ferric oxide is 18.66. Nonetheless, equal mass is simply a number. You need not write anything. That is part, gram, anything. So do not write anything. Simply leave it as a number. The number is okay. Okay. So this is all about how to calculate the equal mass indirect method. That is by using the combination process or using the definition itself. So for some of you, it is tedious. I can understand, but it is essential for you so that it will be easier for you in the future when you go for other calculations. But purely for the calculation of equivalent mass, you need not worry because there are various direct formulae to calculate the equivalent mass. As I told you in the last class. So there are direct formulae to calculate the equivalent mass of an element. Equivalent mass of a substance is broadly divided into 3 parts, that is acid, base and salt. So there is a direct formula to calculate the equivalent mass of an acid, a base, a salt, an ion, everything. There are direct formula. So you have to simply write down the compound and find out whether it is an acid, base or salt, and you can easily find out the equivalent mass by using the formula. So next we will go for various formula for calculation of equivalent mass. Okay. So next students we will go for the various formulae to calculate the equivalent mass. So once again, what is the definition of equivalent mass? Now it is the number of parts by mass of a substance which combines with or displaces directly or indirectly 1.008 parts by mass of hydrogen, 8 parts by mass of oxygen and 35.5 parts by mass of chlorine. So this is everything you have to remember regarding definition. Then we will go for the formula. Now formula number 1, that is equivalent mass of an element. So you have already read what is an element, what is the valency, everything you have read. So what is an element? Element ko kaun bujho? What is the valency? It is the combining capacity of the element. So they are required here. So equal mass of an element is given by the formula atomic mass divided by valency. I have already told you how to calculate the valency of different elements. Valency. So if you are able to remember the valency of various elements, you can find out the equivalent mass directly. For example, equivalent mass of magnesium. What is the atomic mass of magnesium? Not 24. What is the valency of magnesium? Not 2. So it will be 12. So earlier by indirect method we have calculated that the equivalent mass of magnesium will be 12. Indirect method we calculated already last class, the magnesium equivalent mass about 12. but directly you can use the formula. ये formula directly use करके तुम्हें equivalent mass of elements पाई जीवो, हैला? Then next equivalent mass of aluminium. Formula, same formula, atomic mass of aluminium 27, valency of aluminium 3, so 9. Carbon dioxide already, aluminium equal mass of 9, so you have to use the formula directly. You need not worry regarding the definition everything. You have to simply put the formula and get the answer. Then equivalent mass of silicon, atomic mass of silicon is 28 divided by valency of silicon is 4. So equivalent mass of silicon will be 7. Then equivalent mass of potassium K. Equivalent mass of potassium will be atomic mass of potassium 39 divided by valency of potassium, that is 1. So it will be 39. बुझिएगा? So you can use the formula directly to calculate the equivalent mass of various elements. मन लगा? Equivalent mass of an element is atomic mass divided by valency. I have already told you how to find out the valency, and you must remember atomic mass and valency so that you can directly calculate the equivalent mass. Then write down the assignment number 1. Assignment 1 for today. Calculate the equivalent mass of the following elements: A. Carbon, B. Phosphorus, C. Iron, D. Calcium. Okay, so these are the question. You have to calculate the equivalent mass of carbon, phosphorus, iron and calcium. So very easy, atomic mass by valency. Okay, so you calculate the equivalent mass of these things and send it to me by WhatsApp. Then next we will go for the other formula. Okay. So students, coming to the next formula, you have to first know what is an acid, base or salt. Okay, so the chemical compounds or chemical substances or compounds are broadly divided into 3 parts based on their behavior. They are broadly divided into 3 parts. So तीन भाग में विभक्त कौन कौन ना एसिड, बेस and salt. So the chemical compounds are broadly divided into 3 parts depending on their behavior. So they are called acid, base and salt. There are many theories to explain what is an acid, what is a base, like theories of acid and base, which we will be discussing in the first year in details later on. So there are many theories to explain what is an acid, what is a base. Like number 1 is called Arrhenius theory. Arrhenius theory of acid and base. Number 2 is called Lowry-Bronsted theory. Lowry-Bronsted theory of acid and base. And 3, Lewis theory of acid and base. So these are the theories which define you what is an acid, what is a base. এই theory গুলো কোন জানো না আগে আমি জানো কাহাকু acid কইবা কাহাকু base কইবা. And these 3 theories they differ from each other. They are different from each other. For some a substance is acid, for some that substance is not acid. So they define the acid and bases differently, but in your first year we will discuss all of them to follow what is an Arrhenius acid or what is an Arrhenius base, what is a Lorentz acid, what is a Lorentz base, and what is a Lewis acid and what is a Lewis base. So accordingly they have been subdivided. Arrhenius acid, Lewis acid, Lorentz acid, and similarly Arrhenius base, Lorentz base, and Lewis base. So do not go into complication. So these are the theories which we will discuss in the chemical equilibrium part in your first year. Later on we will discuss it. For the time being, we will discuss only the first theory, that is Arrhenius theory of acid and base, which is the most popular theory. केवल एबे कोटा डिस्कस करबा ए तीनटा थ्योरी थ्रू ना केवल Arrhenius theory डिस्कस करबा because it is the most popular theory which successfully explains or defines regarding acid and base. Okay, so we'll start with Arrhenius theory of acid and base. Okay, so let us know what is an acid. So we will discuss regarding Arrhenius theory. Arrhenius theory of acid and base. Okay, so let us first know what is an acid, what is a base as per Arrhenius theory. Okay, so I am giving you some examples, then I will define it. As per Arrhenius theory, HCl, that is hydrochloric acid, is an acid. As per Arrhenius theory, HCl, that is hydrochloric acid, is an acid. Why? Now when it is brought into aqueous medium, that means when it is added to water, what happens? Now it readily ionizes. It ionizes readily. It gives you H plus Cl minus. Okay. So this is regarding HCl. Then sulfuric acid is also an acid. As per Arrhenius theory, sulfuric acid is also an acid because its aqueous solution, that means when it is added to water, it also ionizes to give you 2H plus sulfate, SO4 2 minus. Okay, so H2SO4 is also an acid. Then H3PO4 phosphoric acid is also an acid. So similarly, when it is brought into aqueous medium, that means when added with water, it ionizes to give you 3 H plus ions plus phosphate radical PO4 3 minus. Okay, so all of them are called acid as per Arrhenius theory. So what is common? You are watching here in them. These are all of them furnish or liberate H plus ion in aqueous solution. Okay. ସମସ୍ତେ କଣ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଯେତେବେଳେ aqueous solution କୁ ଆସୁଛନ୍ତି, that means when they are added with water they ionize, ସେମାନେ ionize ହେଉଛନ୍ତି ଏବଂ କଣ ion ଟା ଦଉଛନ୍ତି common ion, ନା that common ion is H plus. So this is the definition of an acid. So as per Arrhenius theory, an acid is a substance. Acid is a substance which yields means gives, which yields YIELDS, which yields H plus ion. समझते कौन दौरान common H plus ion in aqueous medium. बुझे ना definition टा? Clearly example को follow करो, it will be easier for you. All of them, that is hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, phosphoric acid, they are called acid. तांग acid का हम बोलूँ. Now when they are added to water, that means in their aqueous solution they ionize. माने ionize होते हैं. कौन बोलते हैं समझते? बाकी ये आपको नेगेटिव रेडिकल को छाड़ दियो. कॉमन कौन बोलते हैं? H plus है. तो acid कहाँ कोई बात? ना acid is a substance which yields माने मन रखियो. That is gives. So the yields का बुझी पढ़नो. GA, that is gives. H plus ion in aqueous medium. Aqueous medium रे जो substance तुमको H plus ion दोची ताको हमें acid कहवा. So any substance which yields H plus ion in aqueous medium is an acid as per Arrhenius theory of acid and base. अच्छा, एठी आपने term जो आसिलो basicity. Acid रो कौन था ना basicity. Acid has got basicity. So if we go for basicity of these three acids, the basicity of hydrochloric acid is 1. Basicity of sulfuric acid is 2. Basicity of phosphoric acid is 3. Okay. So, what is 1, 2, 3 about these 3? Look, how many H plus ions are released here? 1. Basicity is 1. How many H plus are released here? 2. Basicity is 2. How many H plus are released here? 3. Basicity is 3. Okay. So, now any idea how to define basicity? Okay, I am defining it. Basicity of an acid is defined as the number of replaceable H plus ions present in an acid. So I have used the term replaceable. Why? I will be telling you later. In an acid. ताले simple भाषा में बुझिबा जो acid रे जतरा ion H plus ion replace हे परिबो सेटा होता basicity. So it is the number of replaceable H plus ions present in an acid. What acid रे जतरा replaceable माने जेटा को बाहर करियो ताको replace करियो that is called replaceable. So any ion which can be replaced is replaceable. So the number of replaceable H plus ion present in an acid is called basicity. Okay. So here the number of replaceable ion present in HCl is 1. So basicity is 1. Number of replaceable H plus ion in sulfuric acid is 2. Basicity is 2. Number of replaceable H plus ion in phosphoric acid is 3. Basicity is 3. Okay. So now I hope that you must have followed what is basicity. Okay, what is basicity? Then what is the formula to calculate the equivalent mass of an acid? Then why we are using the term replaceable? Okay. So let it be here. So first part, formula number 2, we have gone for formula number 1, equivalent mass of an element. This is formula number 2. Equivalent mass of an acid. Formula is molecular mass. You know how to calculate the molecular mass? So molecular mass divided by basicity. I have already told you how to find out the basicity. Now simply you ionize it. Now see the number of replaceable ions, H plus ions. You find the basicity. Basicity can कार करिया. now simply ionize कर दियो. जितना H plus release होगी that is replaceable H plus ion. That becomes the basicity. Then why are using the term replaceable H plus ion? For example, let us take the case of acetic acid. Acetic acid CH3 COOH. This is called acetic acid. Okay, look, there are 4 hydrogen atoms here. 4 hydrogen atoms here in acetic acid, but all of them are not replaceable. All of them are not furnished when it is added to water. So लिखिबा aqueous solution रे कोन करूची. So when it is added to water or in aqueous medium, it ionizes to give CH3CO minus, that is acetate radical, and H plus. Okay. So although it has 4 hydrogen atoms, all of them are not replaceable. समस्त replaceable नहीं. कितना replaceable नहीं करते? Now only 1. So what will be the basicity? Basicity of acetic acid. Basicity will be 1 because there is only 1 hydrogen H plus ion being replaced. Okay. So this is all about the basicity and formula number 2 to calculate the equivalent mass of an acid. Then write down the assignment number 2. Assignment 2 for today. Calculate the equivalent mass of 1 hydrochloric acid HCl, 2 sulfuric acid H2SO4, 3 phosphoric acid H3PO4, then 4 acetic acid CH3 COOH. So I already calculated the basicity of these four. I have already calculated it. You have to simply use the formula molecular mass by basicity. Formula directly use karibo. Mate tume answer likhi pathebo. You know how to calculate the basicity. Okay, students. So I think you can solve these things and send the assignment. I have given you 2 assignments today. So the day the video is being uploaded in the YouTube, you have to solve it and send it to me. Okay, students. So I hope you have followed today's class. It was very clear to you. That is, you have only discussed 2 formulae: equal mass of an element and equal mass of an acid. Okay. So in the next class, we will discuss the remaining formulae: equal mass of a base, equal mass of a salt, and equal mass of an ion, etc. Okay. So this is for today. See you in the next class.